Don't you just get tired of not feeling confident enough to swing or challenge your enemies? So you just stay cooped up in the back while your teammates do all the fighting, and then they just get blown down. So now you gotta have a shootout with 7 black dudes with no trim. If this the case, then you probably don't know the forbidden tricks that goes into winning a gunfight, which is why I'm gonna show you exactly how you can win a shootout 80% of the time in 6 Siege. You can smack up all them dudes and start increasing that rank. Now look, a common reason why most of y'all folks end up as the next man doormat is because you simply don't be patient or confident half the time. You might be like, oh, I heard this about 1 billion times. Well, you're hearing it again, because if you don't put this tip into action, then nothing else I tell you in this video gonna matter. It all starts with being confident, because believe it or not, that's probably all you need. When you confident in your shot, you just feel like you could just take on anybody. You got that mindset like, all right, if anybody stand in front of me, they getting blown down. Because man, let me tell you something. I used to watch all them tips and tricks just like you doing right now, play the game for like 15 hours, and still could not win no type of gunfight if money was on the line. I still got the videos on my channel. You can go back and watch it. The first time I played this game, I was probably one of the worst players you ever see. I thought I had it all, but I was missing just one thing, and that was confidence in my gun skill, which is ironic because my name Guns is why I'm not gonna be confident in my gun skill. But the second I became confident, that's where everything changed. I started ranking up, winning more games, and I actually felt like I was having fun on the game for once. So here's how you can increase your confidence in Rainbow Six Siege. You need to hop in that private match and get the 1v1ing. If you got friends, be like, come on man, let's get in that private match and actually start improving. What they gonna say? No, I don't want to improve. 1v1 is probably the best way, because you get in a private match, you start 1v1ing your friend. What do you got to lose? You really only gaining something. You just getting better, and he getting better too, so it's a win-win. So when you actually got something to lose when y'all load into rank, you ain't got to be scared to challenge nobody, because you already just seen what you could do in the private match. It's like MMA fighters and boxers sparring. Sparring builds confidence and skill, so when they actually get out there in a real match, of course they're gonna be a little bit nervous, but eventually it's gonna wear off. It's all that training. They know what they can do, so you need to know what you can do. If you ain't got friends to play with, go into a regular match, find the best player in there and hit them up, be like, you trying to run some matches? Then eventually y'all gonna become friends and start 1v1ing. Now this next tip on my list only gonna apply if you're on an attacker team. Tip number 2, try and save your drones as much as possible. I know sometimes you just trying to find the bomb, trying to find out where they at, and you find them, but you also lose that drone. I even still sometimes have a problem doing this. I'll just be trying to scan all the operators on their team, but then that's when I don't even got a drone no more. But you might be like, oh, don't you get 2 drones? Yes, but what you gonna do when that one go out too? Now you got no drones, which means you should use your drones wisely. See, my partner DDN, he usually don't even start moving his drone till like the round really start, because he already know all the teammates gonna go find the bomb, find out what operators they using. They gonna lose all their drones, so why would I do the same thing? And then we down, what, 5 drones on the whole team? It ain't worth it, man. But just because you don't want to lose your drone don't mean just don't move at all. When the match starts and they say, okay, it's time to find the bomb, wait for your team to find the bomb site and probably try to hide your drone around that area. That way it just be ready to go when it's time. But if you're not confident just hiding it, you still think it's gonna get found, then just pick it up when you start the match. Now if you on a defender team, I'm gonna need you to find as many drones as possible and crush them, because sometimes that's how we lose gunfights as a defender too. Someone has a little drone in the site, but we don't know it's there because they hit it, so they know exactly how we stand and what we doing, our every single move. So if you're on the defender team and the match just started, instead of trying to go barricade a wall or something, all the teammates gonna do that anyways. Just look out for the drones and listen to the drone sounds, because when they jump they make that little sound too, and that's how I get them. A good operator option is to use Mozzie. His ability is not only gonna find the drones, but they also gonna take over them, so now y'all can use them for yourselves. Don't let this tip pass over your head. A drone is very important in this game. Probably the most important thing. It's probably more important than winning a gunfight or your gun skill. So you don't want to leave it in the open, just like you don't want to leave yourself in the open. Which brings me to my next tip. Utilize cover, and do it efficiently too. Now this not like Call of Duty where sometimes you can slack and not use cover. This is Rainbow Six Siege. You can get smacked in the head and that's a one tap you out the game, which means keeping yourself covered is very crucial. Because think about all them times where you just got smacked. I mean, it's like you ain't even get no chance. You just one tapped your head and that was it. You was done. And I know you find that annoying, because I find that annoying too myself. We prepared the game, we barricade all the walls, kill all the drones, just for me to get smacked in the first 30 seconds. Like, no. Now when I say use cover, for example, when you swing, a lot of y'all like to swing and stay exposed that whole entire time. You want to swing and then go back in. It's kind of like a quick peek, but you're not really quick peeking. Now look at this. Look how I swing this. All right, say somebody right there, right? Instead of swinging, shooting them and then coming all the way out like this, what you want to do is you want to swing, you want to shoot and then come back in. Don't do it like that. Don't unaim, come back in. You want to swing, shoot, and then come back in. Instead of just doing that, because you might get smacked. There might be 2 people back there. A lot of stuff can go out of your hand, out of your way. How do you say it, man? I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, I also got a head glitch right here, so that could probably help. Well, I come out swing, and then I crouch behind this, and then I can pop back up, and then I can do a bunch of stuff with this head glitch. This is just a nice little spot to swing. If I don't got a head glitch, swing, and then I can go like right here. 5 seconds remain. It broken TV. Another thing you should utilize is quick peeking. And no, I'm not talking about no psycho peek or all them fancy names, all them fancy ways you can do it. Just a simple quick peek, which is as simple as moving side to side between a wall. Like if you're on keyboard and you want a quick peek on your left side, then just press A and then press D to go back. Same concept with the controller. You move to the left and then move back to the right, or vice versa. I don't really recommend all that fancy stuff, because when you do that, it's gonna mess up a lot when you don't know how to do it, at least. Like if you can do it and you know you're really good at it, then go ahead. But even then, it's still too much going on. Like, what's the point? Just quick peek normally. But the overall concept is to always be by some type of cover, just as I say in Call of Duty, because cover is very, 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 very useful when it comes to FPS or any shooter game, really. This ain't no Fortnite now. You can't just be building. Oh yeah, I forgot to know, when you're doing all them fancy quick peeks like a psycho peek, it might mess up your aim or crosshair placement, which is actually the next tip. You want to practice having good crosshair placement. For those who need some context, good crosshair placement is when basically your crosshair is exactly where an enemy may be, their head may be, any line of sight where the enemy may be. If you want it in Call of Duty terms, centering. Now there is a way you can practice good crosshair placement. It actually ain't even that hard for real. Load up into some private match and start studying and learning the maps. Learn different angles, different spots that may have more cover than others, like head glitches. This is also what you can call map awareness. When you're in that private match looking at different things, I need you to look at the spots where you can sit yourself. Spots that might make it harder for the enemies to kill you and your team. Another thing you can do, you can also go watch YouTube. Watch how good players go around the map pre-aiming and where they looking. Because I know you might be thinking to yourself, their game just looks so fluently, like they know exactly where everyone is. That's just because they crosshair placement and map awareness is top tier. They put endless hours into playing. So they know exactly where enemies like to post up, what angle they like to place their head. They know it all because they done studied and played for so long, which is what you got to do also. You need to play the game. That's the only way you gonna get here. You can't expect to know how the enemies move if you ain't got no experience, which is why if you serious about getting better at this game, you need to play as much as possible. That doesn't mean you got to play 15 hours a day. You can just play for like 3 hours a day, every day, consistently. You know how they say consistency is key? That's why. You ain't got to completely drain yourself out when playing. Smooth is fast. So like when you consistently playing 3 hours a day for 5 weeks, you gonna notice you gonna start getting a little bit better. Instead of playing 10 hours a day, getting tired of the game and not even touching it no more. Not gonna lie, in the way I just gave you a whole bonus tip right there. But just know if you got your map awareness and crosshair placement down so you know exactly where to look, it's gonna make it look like you hacking. But the problem is when people pre-aiming, they got their head just in one singular spot, they don't really move. They just sitting there, which I can understand why, because in this game where you strafe, your character like to make a lot of noise for some reason. Got jingle bells all on their hips and stuff. Which brings me to my last and final tip. You want to strafe in gunfights. Now, I know most people like, oh, I already do strafe in gunfights. But strafing is a lot more than just moving side to side. When you strafing, the main objective is to not get hit. And that's really the only type of movement you got in this game, because you can't slide, you can't even jump. So you gotta maximize your movement. So instead of just moving side to side, try changing levels like crouching. You can crouch spam too, but don't just overdo it now, because I know how y'all like to get. Y'all just sit there and do something exactly as I tell you. You gotta mix the two together. Move side to side, then you might change levels, get back up, move side to side again. Be unpredictable. When I started strafing, I didn't think it was gonna work either, because it only feel like I'm moving side to side by like 2 centimeters. But you would be surprised if you knew how much help this actually is gonna do for you. Them little 2 centimeters is all you need to throw off somebody's aim. And speaking of aim, when you strafing, it also improves your aim, because most likely they gonna be moving side to side too. That's just something that humans do. Like, think about it. How many times have you just seen somebody standing there and shooting? Not very often. The reason why strafing helps you hit more of your shots is because you don't really have to move your right stick that much if you're on controller. Because I know sometimes when you get to moving that right stick, that's where everything just mess up, because you flick it one time and it's just up in the air. Now you dead. Now you're dead. But see, you don't even have to really move the right stick when you strafing. This is something I talked about in one of my Call of Duty videos. The right stick is just used for snapping. The left stick is used for tracking. So if they only like 3 pixels off your reticle, there is no need to really flick your right stick. Like if they 3 pixels to the left of your dot, you move to the left. and it's gonna hit them instead of you having to use this right stick and it messing up. It's just a bunch of stuff that's like, no, it's too much going on when you do that. That's a forbidden aim trick that most people don't even know about. And I'm really speaking for mostly controller, because mouse, you got a lot more control over it. I've played on keyboard and mouse before. It ain't that hard to aim on there. The only reason why it's hard to aim in Rainbow Six Siege with a controller is because there is no aim assist. Oh, controller players need aim assist. No, it's just that without it, you aiming on a 3D surface, unlike a mouse, so you just only on a 2D surface. Just make sure you practicing everything I'm telling you. If you feel like you're gonna forget, then like the video so you can come back to it. But let me tell y'all, after I started using each of these tips, my skill level improved so quickly. You can go back and watch my first Rainbow Six Siege video, like I said, and then watch like 3 to 5 videos later, and it's like you already noticed that, okay, this dude getting good real quick. And back then I was uploading every day too, just like I'm doing right now. So that means it only took 3 to 5 days to really start learning, all because I knew how to practice and what to practice. And then like 2 months later, that's when I started playing ranked, and then eventually I hit gold. Oh, that's only gold, that's no platinum. It usually take about 8 months for somebody to get good enough to hit gold, but I did it in only 2 months. That's just how quickly I was starting to learn the game and improve. And I guarantee once you apply these, the same thing gonna happen. You gonna really be able to win almost 90% of your gunfights. That is not clickbait whatsoever. You know how you've been trying to get out of hard stuck? You gonna finally be able to do it now. That rank you've been trying to reach for the past 10 years, you gonna reach it as long as you do everything I just told you. Now, if you would like to see more Rainbow Six tips and tricks, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Depending on how many subscribers this video get, it determines if I'm gonna keep uploading Rainbow Six Siege content on this channel, because this is primarily a Black Ops 6 channel, a Call of Duty channel. So if I get a lot of support and subscribers off this video, that's gonna tell me, okay, they like to see the Rainbow Six Siege content, so I'm gonna continue. But if I don't, I'm not continuing. But if I do keep uploading this type of content, y'all gonna see the best unknown tricks known to man on Rainbow Six Siege. Because the tricks I share is stuff you never heard about nowhere else. I can guarantee you have it. So you can either let me know in the comment section below if you mess with this content, or if you play Call of Duty and would like to stop dying to COD timing, click this video right here.